The U.S. Senate has just voted for the largest bailout, over $2 trillion in American history. Now, where does that money come from? It doesn't come from Mars, it comes from your pocket. The country is being bankrupted by this COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus. The American people are having to empty out their pockets. This will not have much, frankly, of any effect on the economy. And of course, our government sits there and continues to praise China rather than to take action. Even the president himself praised President Xi just a few days ago. Now, I'm getting calls from around the world, from India, Sri Lanka, even Nigeria, emails, texts, telephone calls, saying we want to do the same thing in our country. We want to bring a class action lawsuit against China. We want to make them pay. Now, that's interesting because China right now only has about 500 to 600 cases of people that have been infected, at least in terms of what's being reported, but they see what the effect is going to be in the future. I call upon President Trump to support our lawsuit. I call upon President Trump to order his so far worthless attorney general, that large sack of whatever in a 100-pound bag named Bill Barr, to support our lawsuit. This guy who couldn't even indict James Comey, couldn't indict Andrew McCabe, couldn't indict the Lovebirds, couldn't indict the Obamas, the Clintons, or Brennan and Clapper, Obama's intelligence czars. This guy who's hiding under his desk, as I've said, with a mask, to join our lawsuit. Get this job done. The American people should not be paying for this because this is going to bankrupt the country even more. We're bankrupt now. The definition of bankruptcy is when your liabilities exceed your assets. We're already in the high 20 trillions of dollars in negative net worth in this country. Interest payments alone are going to put this country under. We're going to have social unrest. Why do you think people are going to gun stores and buying guns? And in many states they can't, such as in New Jersey, to defend themselves, because those who feel that they've been deprived, those who feel that they are deserved, so to speak, are going to be at the gates. The barbarians will be at the gates. Look at what's happening in Italy. It's similar to what happened in ancient Rome. They let the barbarians into their country, and now they're going down the drain. That's true of all of Europe. So it's time that President Trump starts supporting what we're doing at Freedom Watch, to speak up. I've offered to meet with him on a number of occasions. I admire the guy. I support him. I love the guy. He's made mistakes. We all make mistakes. But wake up. You can't be associating with people like Roger Stone and Paul Manafort and Rick Gates and not talk to the people who are actually trying to help you in a legal and ethical way. And we need the help of the American people to get payment here. So we filed this lawsuit in Dallas, Texas, class action for over $20 trillion in damage. We can collect if we get a jury verdict because China has invested hundreds of billions of dollars in our country. We can attach those assets after we get a jury verdict and judgment. I also filed a lawsuit just Monday, and you can go to freedomwatchusa.org to get documents. You see, we do that too, but when we get the documents, we use those documents. We just don't go on Fox News and crow about documents and what we've learned. We want justice. Now, I want those documents from the National Security Agency, the CIA, the Director of National Intelligence, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and the FBI, because they will show, I'm convinced, that this virus, this coronavirus, leaked from a bioweapons facility in Wuhan, China. We have satellite spying. We have intelligence on the ground. Our people can speak Chinese in the CIA. We knew about this way in advance. Why wasn't the president advised? Why wasn't the nation advised? Why wasn't the world advised? Is it because these intelligence agencies and the FBI, a deep state, has been trying to remove the president? They wanted to weaken him. I not only want it for that reason, but I want it as evidence to use in our lawsuit. And we'll get it in our lawsuit. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org. I want you to join our class action lawsuit as a possible plaintiff. Already we have over 500 people who have signed up. I want you to support it financially with tax-deductible contributions. I'm organizing lawyers throughout the country to handle this case. And we need paralegals, and we need donations for depositions, for discovery, for travel once we can travel, and all those other things. So we need your financial support as well. And I want you to join our Justice League, get our free newsletters, become part of what we're doing. As I've said over and over again, just turn off the cable news. Same stuff over and over again. You watch Fox for 3 hours, it's the same story. Well, we don't need more of the same story at night in particular. Make a story with Freedom Watch and join us by going to freedomwatchusa.org. The rest of the world sees the power of our lawsuit. You can see the power of our lawsuit. We need to do this peacefully and legally. We need to try to avoid violence in this country. And we need the support of the president and his heretofore worthless attorney general. Maybe he will grow some cojones, as they say in Spanish, and maybe he'll do the right thing. So I want you to contact the White House. Tell them, support Freedom Watch and Klayman's lawsuit. We demand that. We don't want you to get down on your knees to the Chinese government. We don't want you to beg, for forgiveness to get whatever you think we're going to get out of China. We need nothing from China. What we need right now is justice. So share this podcast. Share it. You'll find it at freedomwatchusa.org, at Spotify, on iTunes, at Facebook. It's tweeted out, at Patreon. You'll find it everywhere. Share it because you get the truth here. This is the clarion call. You are the Paul Revere of the modern age. We are in a revolution, and we're not just fighting the Chinese. We're fighting our own so-called government peacefully and legally, who wants to dole out your money, empty your pockets because they don't have the guts to take on China. Well, Freedom Watch and our supporters have the guts to take on China. Chinese people are good people, but the government in China, the communist government, is evil, and they're in for world domination, and they're using the coronavirus to do it. So I want to thank you for listening to me. God bless you. God bless your family, and stay safe. And God bless my family, and God bless this country, and God save this country. I'll be back tomorrow with another special edition of our podcast, The Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman.